a truck that weighs 100 kilos and is traveling at a velocity of 50 kilometers per hour down the slope. Now, a bicycle is doing the same thing, but it weighs 10 kilos and the velocity is the same. Now, if you had to save one person, then who would you stop? Well, that sounds like a no-brainer, right? I would definitely stop the bicycle. But why? Well, for starters, the bicycle weighs less. Now, though both of them have the same velocity, the mass is lesser in case of the bicycle. And the mass times the velocity, which is the momentum, is lesser in the bicycle. So, the bicycle would be easier to stop. Now, this momentum or linear momentum, if all the action is happening in a straight line, is the product of mass times velocity. And this is the basis for Newton's second law. Newton's second law states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the net force applied on the object. That is, F net is directly proportional to delta P by delta T. Now, what does this mean? Well, let's take an air cannon here and also two balls, black and yellow. Now, you have to take my word for it that the black ball is hollow and it weighs lesser than the yellow ball. And the yellow one is solid and it weighs a lot more. Now, if I fire these two balls from this cannon with the same force, what happens? Well, you take a guess and I'll fire the cannon. As you can see here, the black ball has traveled faster and farther than the yellow ball. Now, this makes sense to me because now I know Newton's second law, which states that F is equal to ma. Now, if the force is the same and the mass is greater for one, then the acceleration of that body should be lesser. Because this is constant and this is more, so this should be less, right? Now, there's the same thing that happened here. Now, I have a trick question for you. Let's take the bike and the truck that we've seen earlier. Now, the truck weighs twice the weight of the bike and the bike is traveling with twice the velocity of the truck. Now you take a guess and decide which one you're going to stop. Well, it actually doesn't matter because both of them would have the same momentum. Because the bike has a mass of m and the truck has a mass of 2m. The bike has a velocity of 2v and the truck has a velocity of v. So the momentum would be mass times velocity, which would be 2mv, and here mass times velocity, which would be 2mv. So both of them have the same momentum. So what have we learned in this video? We have seen what the basis for momentum, especially linear momentum, is and how it's related to Newton's second law. So until next time, happy learning!